Okay, you guys. So, reminder number 17. This is really important. This is called a cube root. And a cube root is saying what times itself is 8. So when I do the cube root, I make 3 branches off. Okay, so what number times itself is 8? Yes, 2. So the cube root of 8 is 2. I know there's one of these on your chapter 1 test. So if you're not sure about cube roots, you need to go back and look. We made notes. Just remember to put the little 3 branches off, and all of the numbers have to be the same. You can also figure out how to do the cube root on your calculator if you want to. Okay, now flip the page over. Number 19 and 20 are my favorite warm-ups. They're the easiest ones ever. Acute, obtuse, right, or straight for number 19. Yes. Yes. Obtuse. Obtuse means bigger than 90. Do I have any Family Guy fans in the crowd? Anyone like Family Guy? One person likes Family. 2, 3. There's this one meme with what's the guy's name? Mr. Peterschmidt. That's Lois's dad, and it says like stop being obtuse, and he's like laying on the couch doing this. You should just Google it later. It's good. Okay, number 21. What I want you guys to do is in your groups take 10 seconds to figure out which angle pair relationship this is. I'm going to mark it for my visual learners. Take a look at it. What angle pair relationship is that? Flip through your foldable. Hold on, give them a second. Okay, Miles, go. What is it? Corresponding angles. Right, corresponding. And in the little box for corresponding angles, it says corresponding angles are on the same side of the transversal. They are at the position at each intersection. Corresponding angles are equal. That's the important thing here. Since they're equal, B equals 58 degrees. All right, that is it for warm-ups. I think everything that we're doing today is in your packet, so you can put your notebooks and graph paper away. And let's take a look at the stamp sheet for today. So today actually involves 4 worksheets. These 2 are going to be in class. These 2 are the homework. This first one, by the way, identifying functions from graphs worksheet, if it takes you longer than like, I don't know, 3 minutes to do the whole thing, you're doing it wrong. So this should be like a 3-minute thing. It's tiny. And then the quiz review is very important. So we have a quiz on the block day, just a reminder. Okay, so let's find the first one. It's called function notation practice. All right. A, g of 10. So what I do is I go to the function that says g on it, and I plug in 10, and I'm going to plug in 10 here and here. It's already plugged in right there. So you say -3 times 10 plus 1. So I took the x and I substituted 10 in. And this is -30 plus 1, which is -29. You guys get the hang of what we're doing? Okay. And I'm going to go down the left side. So you guys are going to do the right side on your own, but I'm going to do the left side with you. H of -2. H is right here. This one is H. So 12 divided by x, and x is -2. This one is H. And 12 divided by -2 is -6. Okay. E, H of 0. So I find H and I put 0 in. 12 divided by 0. Oh man, that is not possible. You guys okay so far? Okay. G, F of -6. Okay, so I go up to the top. I find the one that's F. It's this one. So I'm going to plug -6 in for X and make sure to put the -6 in parentheses. So it was X squared plus 7. Okay, and then remember that -6 times -6 is a positive. So -6 squared is -6 times -6. Which is positive 36 plus 7 is 43. Okay. Now I. This one says find x if h of x is -2. This one is a backward function machine. Can you guys see any other letters on this worksheet that are also backward function machines? H and J, right? Okay, so the process of doing those is a little bit different. Instead of putting -2 in for x, I'm going to put -2 in for h of x. So I'm going to replace this whole thing here with -2. Okay, now it's probably been some time since you've solved something like this, so we're going to go really slow. What I would do is put the -2 over 1 and cross multiply. So let's go over cross multiplying. So -2 times x is -2x. And 1 times 12 is 12. X equals -6. How are your cross multiplying skills? Horrible, you say? Did I hear that wrong? So it's not that big of a deal once you do it a couple times. just multiply these two guys and then put in equals and multiply those two guys. Did they call it like the butterfly or anything or nothing? Okay, now let's go down to the bottom part. Translate the following statements into coordinate points. Okay, so remember, this is the input and this is the output. So the coordinate point is -1, 1. That's really it. That's the full answer there. What's the answer for C? Anybody? Beautiful. Okay, flip the page over. And now we're going to do this graphically. So I would suggest that you guys get up and come over to the table and grab a straight edge. Anything, a protractor or a ruler? They're in the boxes over here. Okay, everybody. So this is a little bit hard, I think, personally. So I'm going to go slower. I want to remind you, remember what we just did? It said convert them into coordinate points. So this would be -4 comma something. So what we need to find on here is -4 comma something. So -4 comma what? What is this coordinate point right here? 2. So f of -4 equals 2. This is going backwards from what you did just a minute ago. So you took the answer and went backwards to the coordinate point. Now you're going from the coordinate point to the answer. Okay, so 0. So that's 0 comma something. Oh, I don't need the ruler, huh? What is this coordinate point? 0. Great. Three comma something. What do you want to say? Like -4.3? We're not going to freak out because it's a decimal. It's totally okay. Okay, last one here. -5 comma something. -5 comma 0. Okay, now we're going to go backwards. And these problems are saying you have something comma 2. Something comma 2. So I'm going to go to 2. And I actually have 2 spots. I have here and here. So that one was -4. What's this one? -1.5? All right, and this is something comma 0. Which is going to be 0, 0. I guess we already have these, huh? Okay, last thing I want to say, just for if anybody's looking at this analytically, can you tell that at some point there will probably be another one? We don't know because it's off our graph, but can you tell if I were to continue this pattern here, it probably would have another one up over there somewhere. We're not sure, so we're not going to say, but probably would. Okay, now we're going to work on Porkopolis. The swine flu is attacking Porkopolis. The function below determines how many people have the swine flu, where T is time in days and S is the number of people in thousands. Okay, find S of 4. Okay, S of 4 equals 9 times 4 minus 4. So I plug 4 in for T, both spots. 36 minus 4 is 32. Okay, what does S of 4 mean? After 4 days, 32,000 people have the swine flu. Can you guys tell why it's 32,000, not just 32 people? You see this part right here? Okay. Find T when S of T equals 23,000. So this is saying how many days will it be when 23,000 people have the swine flu? This is a backwards function machine. So you take 23 and you substitute it for S of T. So 23 equals 9T minus 4. Plus 4. Okay, what does this mean? So like this, what sentence would there be for this situation? After, yes, perfect. Okay, then we're gonna graph it, and we're gonna graph it using the patterns that we already used for tile patterns. So let's pretend that we have day 0. And this is gonna be kind of theoretical How many thousand people have the swine flu on day 0? This is going to sound like nonsense. That is not nonsense, but what would sound like nonsense? Yes. Negative 4,000 people. Okay, so I want you guys to go over here to 0, 0, the origin. Figure 0 would have -4 tiles. I know that that's ridiculous, but that's where this is going. Okay, now let me ask you this. What is the growth each day from my equation here? 9, right. Okay, so what you're going to do, you're going to go from your dot and go up 9 over 1. Because in one day, it would be 9,000 more people. And then keep going, up 9 over 1. And then I think that's as far as we can go. Okay, when you're ready, flip your packet over to the next page. And this is the rest of what we're going to do today in class. I'm going to do the odd ones with you, and then we'll do vertical line tests on the bottom. Okay, so this is what we learned Friday, whether or not something is a function. And what I want you to do is put little underlines underneath all of the X's, just for organization's sake. Put little baby underlines under all of the X's. Are there any repeats of those numbers? Okay, that problem's done. Okay, number 3. Underline all the little X's. Are there repeating X's? Yes. Okay, so let's circle those 2 coordinates that seem to be suspect. Do they have different Y's? Yes. Okay, so we say not a function. -13 has 2 different outputs. Okay, number 5. Let's see. Underline. Okay, now we've had our refresher. Do you see any repeating X's? Yes. What about number 7? Is number 7 a function? Yes. Okay, do you guys understand what you should do for 2, 4, 6, and 8? Okay, so now go down to the bottom, and now they represent the coordinates graphically. And to do this, we do the vertical line test. So wherever there's a coordinate, draw vertical lines. Do you see a spot where it touches 2 coordinates? One of the lines touches 2 coordinates? Yes, this spot right here. So my explanation would be no Thales vertical line test. However, those are really just 2 of the same x's that have different y's, just like the coordinates above. Do you guys see that they're saying the same thing? Just one is the list and one is the graph. Okay. All right, now flip to the back when you're ready. This is the one that I was saying, this is part of the homework. This is the one I was saying that if it takes you longer than like 2 minutes to do this page, then you're doing it wrong. Okay, I'm gonna do the first 2 with you. Each graph represents a relation, determine if it's a function. Okay, so draw vertical lines. It doesn't need to be pretty or perfect. Do any one of those vertical lines touch the graph twice? No. So yes, it's a function. Okay, number 2. I drew one right there that touches the graph twice. So that's fails. You either have passes or fails. It's not like any kind of in between decision. It's either yes or no, basically. Okay. So go back to here. You guys have the rest of the period to finish all of this stuff. And then the homework is this. See how much of it you guys can get done in your groups. And I will be around to help with whatever you need. But start back here. You already finished everything? Amazing.